Hey, what's going on? People really seem to like the first chess video, so we're back with another one. And yet again, let me know if you like the chess. I know you like the first one, but that was a misclick. It's not a misclick. It's the French defense actually. Is little known slight variation between a misclick and the French defense. It's all about intention actually. And the fact that I was able to find the normal variation, meaning what I like to call the best move, or at least the move that's the most book, I'm pretty proud. Do we want the knight to take that? I think I'd rather hit you with one of these, the the Winnoware very probably more like the Winnoware is actually the it's actually the Winkleman. Not very many people play the Winkleman. It's my personal favorite of mine. Specifically, the Reinmer Gambit is Reinmer Gambit declined. I've heard it been called. So I like doing this pawn move because it lets us prevent him from castling if he takes, which he does not take, which means we can kind of just take for free. I think, and that's a free pawn. We're two pawns up, and we have pawns on the center here. I like doing the little highlight thing. It makes me feel like Levy Rosman. Y'all know who that is? You can look him up. I mean, he's not a secret. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of that one specific Friday Night Funkin' video where it's like the is like a Hatsune Miku kind of thing or whatever, where she goes like, "Wah!" You probably know the one. I think it's blowing up recently, and if you don't know the one, then you're not gonna know the one. You either know it or you don't. I actually want to move this pawn to prevent this bishop attack on my rook, but there's also the Miku mod that I've been looking at, and there's the song in it where she says something something open secret, and I'm like, I don't think that's a real phrase, Miku. You're gonna have to try a little bit harder than that to trick me. I'm privy to your games, robot. Is Miku? I don't think Miku's a robot technically. I think she's like a an audio program. I mean, I know what she is like actually, but like, what is she in the their fake lore that they made up? Because you know they're making up fake lore, right? They're not gonna. So don't do that. That reveals the rook. Let's see if we can. We don't really have a great way to get that out of there, but I've got a two-piece plan. It involves moving this pawn up and then takes, move it up, but perhaps we'll have the knight here to guard against that square. It's a plan. This chess game's going better. We're +2 on material, and we're fighting against someone who is not only better than me but is also French. So there's a lot to gain and there's a lot to lose. I might like the pawn push here. There's not a great punish for it because you can't move the bishop to attack it because we have this pawn covering it. I suppose you can move the rook. Then what would we do? Honestly, it's a good play. I hope you don't see it. That's the best thing to do at chess at this level is if you find a play that's good, just kind of hope they don't see it and they won't. It's that easy, really. And they didn't see it. What do you know? And so what did that prevent? We didn't want the moving bishop there. Or actually, I don't think we mind that. Yeah, why don't we hit you going forward with this original plan here to get this bishop out of here so we can push this pawn. Anytime you're ready, Sulimo. I'm only 6 seconds ahead here. No rush, no pressure. We're attacking this pawn with the rook here. Yeah, we thought that was coming, or no, actually we didn't think that was coming because it's not that great of a move. It does give him access to this pin on the king and the rook, but not if we move the rook because it's being attacked anyway. Nah, it's not the greatest move he could have chose, I think there. So our rook's in danger. What do we do? Well, it seems we can move there, or somewhere else. And I mean, we can attack this pawn here. Okay, so what if we move it to here? Then he moves that, presumably. He pretty much has to move this. He can't move it to a place of actual threat. Then we push the pawn, and now this rook is looking at the pawn here. Pretty much he means he's got to move this rook. I don't think we love it. I think, how about moving the rook to here? He's still got to move this. We're looking at this pawn, and it kind of saves us a move, so we could develop with something maybe. I think I like this a little bit better. It took us a whole minute to come up with it, and I don't think it's that much better. It's probably not the best move. I don't make very many best moves, as they're called, but it's a move I don't dislike, I think. It gives us a discovered attack on the bishop, but not really, because I'm not going to be attacking like that. I think we just kind of keep moving up these pawns. We'll be in Gravy Town, because, it is very open over here. So, what is he going to do about it, right? Question is, which pawn do you move first? I don't really think it matters, but I think I like this one, because this rook's kind of in the way of this one's movement. So give it a couple turns to give me a reason to move this one. All right, so that's a bit of an interesting move. I think we like trading when we're so far ahead in material and position both. Generally, you don't like to trade when you're on the attack, but I don't know if this is really an attack, pushing up the pawns, because I'm not threatening the king or threatening any pieces, right? So we knew that trade was coming, and I don't know why I didn't see this. He just moved the bishop in to do basically exactly that, but we're still fine. All right. So, honestly, I think that's a pretty horrendous move, because it lets me... All right, well, 2 pawns for a knight. It's not a trade I like because of where our pawns were, but technically, our advantage is only getting bigger. The more the game gets simplified, the kind of harder it's going to be for this guy. Why don't we finally get this bishop out of here? Or not. Also fine. Well, now we have the... no, that doesn't really mean anything, does it? We can move the knight out of here because we have something protecting this pawn here. So presumably he's going to move the king. That's fine, because the king can't really threaten anything, but do we want to do something about it? Well, I don't like you taking this pawn here. If I move king to here, he just takes it. Oh, we'll move that up. That's how we'll spend our move. All right, we thought that was coming. I'll move to here. Can't move our knight anymore. This pawn's no longer protected by anything else. All right. How about I force a trade? I mean, not force a trade, but encourage a trade. Okay. Yeah, there's not too much I could do about that, really. Let's start moving this up. This also lets us give the rook another avenue to escape with. I don't know why you didn't take the pawn there. Yeah, maybe you forgot for a brief period of time. This lets us move the rook to here, which is pretty powerful. If he wants to trade, you can trade. I am cool with that. I'm gonna keep the knight here because this bishop's still threatening this pawn. I don't want it to be free for him. And is knight versus bishop 3-pawn endgame? The pawns are looking at each other. We've played him down, and now our knight's kind of activated because he does this bishop is honestly a lot less useful than my knight, I think, because all it can do is defend his pawns. It can't actually attack my pieces at all. And let's just start moving the knight around and see if we can't take any pieces. All right, or you could trade and bring it to what I believe is guaranteed to be a stalemate. Which pawn do we take with here? This seems important. I think this one seems better. Because, I mean, you can't take it with the king. You couldn't have taken the other one with the king, actually, now that I think about it. I think we're going to see a resignation here. No, okay. This is fine by me, honestly. He pretty much has to move back up because he can't move here or here, which means we get another free pawn. Yeah, I think he really blew it. I think he had a fine position and he blew it. I think if he offered a draw, I probably would have taken it. And now we can pretty much just force the trade on this pawn, be 2 pawns to a 0, and if he doesn't resign, we'll have him pretty guaranteed. All right, 3 pawns to your 0 is another fine position I'm very okay with. So why don't we if we move this up, he kind of nestles his king right here, which I don't like. So why don't we put that there? And now he can't nestle his king here for obvious reasons. We'll push the pawn up. This is a bit of a weird position, but I think it's certainly working. There you go, and now we have all this covered. Just don't stalemate him. That's the thing I'm worried about the most. So if we move like that, he's got 2 moves, there or there. Yeah, why don't we just, we'll keep letting him scurry along there. If I move up like that, you have 1 move. I don't think we're going to run out of time here. 2 moves. You could go there or there. If you go there, you lose. So let's not even consider that one. So once you go, so like that, sorry, like that, and then if I go there, presumably you'll take, and then I can push the king up. All right, so I think we got him pretty much guaranteed. Oh, you'd like to chat? Oh, sure. Ah, crap. Bro, now I gotta censor my YouTube video. I'm sure this chat had happened a while ago. I gotta figure out how to like fully enable chat. I'll figure that out. Probably like a chat settings over there or something. But anyway, we have a king and a queen, so there's pretty much no way we can lose anymore. I am familiar with queen king endgames. It's hard not to be. Are we gonna see a resign, or are you there we go. You were a good sport. I'll say good game. And my computer fan is going crazy again. You couldn't hear it that much in the last one. It didn't seem to be that big of a problem. But let's see if we can auto-enable chat. Well, I don't see it here. Oh, here we go. Alerts. Chat requests. Nobody? No, I think game chat. Everybody. How do I make it just always? Oh well, I guess that's fine. Maybe I'll figure that out. All right, so let's do a new. Oh, he said good game. That's very nice of him. Let's do a new 10-minute. So I can disable chat. Well, that's not enabling chat now, is it? Maybe chat's enabled by default? Anyway, I'll hit you with a little bit of the London here, because it's all I know. The accelerated London, actually. Yeah, we could block that, no problem. This bishop doesn't scare me too much. I could chase him out, bring him to here. I don't see too much point in that. Although, then if we push this pawn up, I actually like it a little bit. I think you should have retreated your bishop back somewhere along that line. And okay, if you want to trade two pawns for a bishop, I like that quite a bit. In all honesty, so you might think we want to move this because it's in danger. It's not, because we have the queen protecting it, and once we move it, no, we still have the queen to protect that square. But what do I like here? So I could move the queen, get check. Then he has to either move the pawn, move the queen, move the king. Nothing protects the horse, so this is, I think, a free horse here. Free knight. It's a move you always gotta watch out for when the queen is sliding. And now he's like, how can I get out of this? No. I say, no, nothing's working. Oh, except he did not see this move, which actually just totally works. I only saw it after, and now I just look like a double genius. Because you either if you saw the move before me, then like great job. As a free pawn, by the way, it's a pawn you always got to look out for. So that's definitely not gonna work. But I'm just making sure there's no repercussions to it. All right, we'll just move over here. These little dots that get brought up, it kind of feels like cheating. Like I mean, obviously I can't capture my own piece, but it's like showing me every move I have. We could move the knight and then castle, but I actually think it's a bad castle because there's so much heat going on over here. I'd much rather castle kingside. And now that we're up a knight and the couple pawns also, I could really just trade the heck out of this game. And I mean, this one seems free even, so I think our opponent might not mind hanging pawns too much. And you know, we can then pin the knight to the queen and then just take the knight because we like trading. I think first I'd like to develop this knight though, because yeah, it's just good. Dude, I'll take that trade all day. And develop the knight and just keep it rocking. And then I think I will do that pin move with the rook now. Yeah, take the horse, or take the trade. I mean, you know, bishops are better than. Okay. Bishops are better than knights in open games like this, but you want to trade when you're ahead on material. And this forks, quote unquote, the knight and the bishop, which I like a lot because he'll probably trade. He's letting us trade this stuff when we're +8 right now. I like it a lot. He's thinking about, you know, what to do, but this knight is getting somewhere. And you know that I don't mind that one bit. Maybe he was looking, maybe I could have done something better than I did, but no need. And I think it is time to castle. You just gotta watch out for this like back rank mate, as they call it, where the king is trapped under these three pawns, and there's a rook or a queen threatening this rank, but we have two rooks down here, so I really don't think that's going to be a real thing. So let's just start pushing up our pawns. I don't know if I want to push up this one because this one can actually cover these two squares that the knight can move to. So why don't we push this pawn? I was going to say this one, but pushing like that just gets taken. Why don't we push this pawn here? Then that way we could also do that. You know, these two pawns are like an odd number of spaces apart. This is not like real chess. Like, I spout a lot of real chess things. The pawns being odd numbers apart does not actually... I've never heard that before, so it can't possibly mean anything. That's a general rule of thumb for not only chess, but literally everything. Alright, so what if we move this pawn here? Your knight has to go one of these spaces, and... yeah, I really don't mind any of those, so this is a good move to develop a pawn kind of for free. I mean, that was the one I minded the most, but still don't mind it. We could put some thread on this pawn right here. And he can't threaten the king with his rook. I mean, I don't even know why he'd want to. All right, so you're defending that pawn. This is about just about your first good move all game. Why don't I? Well, let's see actually, because here's all the spaces your knight can go to. If I move my king to here, then, or actually, I could just move my king to any of these three spaces, then covered by the pawn, covered by the bishop, covered by the bishop. I think your knight's kind of boned. I think I got it again. I think you've given me another free piece, Prithivino. And that's when you message him. Thanks for the. No, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad of a dude. City Hall would not like to chat. Don't worry about it. Why was that not? So I'm a little bit mad that this space just wasn't in my thing, but we do take it anyway. But I don't know why I didn't click that square. Why it just wasn't an option for me. That's fine, really. I'll just move. There's nothing you could take with that check. And once I move this horse out, we have two rooks kind of hanging out. 6 minutes will be plenty of time to eliminate every pawn he has and find a mate. So why don't we start by activating this rook? Although, you have to watch out when your king is in between your rooks. Maybe you don't actually need to watch out that much, but this move would be risky because this rook is broken by the king, but we also have this bishop. And, I should have been paying attention to what he did because he has this pawn move, but this is a lot more forcing, this situation here. He pretty much has to move his rook or face the consequences. This move threatens nothing, so I'll just take my trade and be happy with it. Okie dokie. Let's take another trade. That doesn't actually work. I'll push that up. You may think I'm moving this out of this pawn. This pawn right here. This pawn right there. I'm sure you get the situation. Why don't we? Actually, there's that was almost concerning because if I move this pawn, he still has access to this one, but this king covers both the spaces. He might be able to do some pawn stuff, but there's no coming back from an 11 deficit. Once we start putting him in check, it's all over for him. But I don't want to do that until I've taken literally every. There's a lot of ways to win this game. Why rush it? This threatens the rook. We can get a check later also, and if he moves his king to the wrong spot, we can get a pawn. Or if he did, there's a lot of there's some things we can do. Yet again, kind of a nothing move. I couldn't find a better move for him, but he's got a lot of nothing opportunity, if you hear me. So there's pretty much nothing you could do to save this pawn here. Or the game. I don't know why I would have resigned a long time ago if I were him. We might have a double win video. How pogged would that be? I'll be taking that, sir. Thank you. Anytime. This guy's taking a while for how, out of the game he is. So if I move this pawn here, you pretty much only move his king to there. Otherwise, I rank up and it's protected. Do I want to put your king there? Yes, because then I can checkmate you. No, I can't. That's the wrong color bishop. Whatever, dude. All right, so we don't do that. That's not what we do. Do that first. We're approaching checkmate here. If I wanted to, I could just push this pawn all the way up here, but there's faster ways of doing this. Yet again, we have, I'm cool with that. Alright, so now we just push this pawn up until we win. I didn't think you'd move the king. I suppose that is your only move, however. You can resign anytime. Just don't stalemate him, please. Okay, so I won by resignation. It's about time, honestly. Yo, look at that. Yo, I might be the greatest chess player of all time. So I'll hit you with one more. I think we probably have the time. The London again, the white pieces. But Vlad Kaz from Russia. I was. So this is going to be a bit of an embarrassing story. I was hoping, or I at least wasn't expecting it to tell me what country it was when I hovered over the flag, because I was going to do a joke where I just guessed the name of the country. My guess was going to be Russia. I had no intention of that being correct. Also, I just made that move like completely brain off, but I mean, it worked out. Stupid. Now I get a free pawn. Yoink. I didn't think that was checkmate, but for a brief moment, I'm like, is it? Is that mate-ticity? So we are. This is a little scary, but like not when he doesn't have a rook anymore. This is how you respect the move. This is how you really respect the move. We're up a pawn. I'll play a slowish game. Ooh. Queen to here is not scary yet, and I don't really think he can make it scary without some major finagling, bumbling, bomb bowling. I will definitely castle kingside here because I mean all the danger and the openness is over here. King's nice in his little nook and cranny. Why don't I move my queen to here? And that way it's also protected by the knight and the queen guards this pawn. I don't mind trading. I'm a pawn up, dude. Is this a pickle you've put me in? No. Not really. Yo, why don't we just chill out together here? You're just two bishops having a good time, you know? Nobody... Oh! Okay. Dang, bro. I wasn't looking at that. Now if he moves this pawn here, we've got a little bishop attack. I doubt it's going to happen like that, but it's fine. I'll just start developing the knight. When we move the rook here, we do have a pretty big pin. We just this knight's a problem, but I can get him out of there. You don't want to take this trade, partner. You might think you want this trade. You don't want it. You don't want the smoke. Come on, let me have it though. Take it. I'm hanging a knight, dude. I'm hanging a knight. Look at that. I know you want it. Come on. Come on. Just take it, dude. Nothing will happen. It's not a gambit or whatever. Let me Google what a gambit is. Opening. So it's not a gambit. You got nothing to lose. Come on. What's the line? Come on and shoot. You're only gonna kill a man. Hey, he took it out. What is the fact that he considered it for that long means it's probably the best move. But I like to think we forced him into making that bad move. It's just like a personal. I like to think. We could put him in check again here, and he can't take because it's protected by the rook. Where does that put him? Where does that move him? I don't know. Alternatively, I can put him here by moving our rook to here. And then we move bishop here, which threatens that again. He's got to move here, Let's walk it through completely. Rook to here, bishop. Sorry, rook to there, which means king to here, and then after bishop, he moves king to here, and then. I think I like it enough. I don't know what it gets for me, but seems good. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, why don't we see what happens there? You're in check, bud. Oop, the horse will take. So you trade first. Bingo. That's what's called good chess. Do not get. So this is what I was talking about. You gotta watch out for this move. That's checkmate. So what am I gonna do to prevent that? I mean, not. Yeah, it is checkmate. How about one of those? I like that. This is like a minor problem. This protects both the knight and the pawn. Okay, it's not a trade I dislike. We're currently up a pawn, so you can't really move this knight anywhere too scary. And I think we've got a pretty good situation on our hands. Because we could just... This pawn is pretty separate from this whole mess, so, like... I'll just go ape. And then once I move my knight to a place that protects where the pawn can go, meaning this square, we're at even better spot. And, you know, we could even get our king involved if we so choose. Currently, this pawn is protected, even if he brings his king. Well, no, because then he takes with the knight, and then we trade knights. Let's get our king involved. I think that's our ticket to getting out of this bucket of worms. He can't take this right now. He'll just trade, and well, all right, he wants to trade, but now his king is pretty far from the sitch. You know, I don't like this. I don't like what's going on here. I think he's winning. Or I think it's a stalemate. I'll offer him a draw because I'm scared. I'm a bit of a coward, you know. Did he just win the pawn? Did he just win the pawn and then I offered him a draw? That's kind of BM. Well, that's unfortunate. Because, I mean, we move the pawn here against A, we move the pawn. Yeah. Okay. We still might be able to play him into a draw. Nope, I don't think we will. Yeah, that movie just runs away with it. Yeah, we can... I think we could resign pretty comfortably here. It's a good game. Thank you very much for watching City Hall Plays Chess. I'll hit you with a small analysis here. Let me make sure you can see what's on my screen. You can. So there you go. We can go to key moments. You'll notice that if I ever do the London a lot, this is always the last book move. I don't know how to play this opening. It seems like we played pretty normal. We were ahead a lot. That's the big blunder when I made the bishops chill out, you know, because I just didn't see knight takes. I didn't take it. I mean, I didn't see it. You know, what are you gonna do if you don't see? Inaccuracy, we find. All right, critical move. Do I care to find it? Not particularly, but like it's probably this. No, that's fine. All right, next. If you don't get it on your first try, you don't get to try again. That's kind of uncool of you. Great. I found the only good move. Yeah, it better be. I mean, I kind of. Why are there so many critical moves? And yeah, I mean, from here it was oh, that's a blunder. We were even. Black is clearly winning. Yeah, we knew that. What's the best move then? How do I salvage this? There, but then he just takes. Right, and then I go like that or something. Okay, I go like that. How could we have saved this game? Game may have continued. Yeah, I don't need to save. Just tell me what's next. What's the next best move? Is it like that? Yeah. Then I'm forced to take. Then he takes. Then he moves it on down. Oh, then I go here probably. And he moves it on down. No, I mean, but either is a guaranteed win. I'm pretty sure. But whatever, you can move that. I'll go like that. But also best. And then like, there's no way I win though. Why don't we play out my situation, chess.com? Why don't we play out mine and I'll show you that he still wins. Okay, that's a blunder. What do you want, this? Okay, but then yeah, and then I mean there's no winning this game, chess.com. I don't know if you realize. And then I aren't I stalemated from here? Okay, well, playing to a stalemate may have been possible, but honestly, probably not. You had like 5 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, Chess, and I'll see you next time.